Chosen one, this message may not be for everyone, but if it resonates with you, then know that God has a divine purpose in your life that's unfolding right now. As you watch this, you may feel a stirring deep within you, a knowing in your spirit, that something is changing, that something greater is ahead. But for some of you, I want to acknowledge something important right off the bat. There are those of you who are exactly where God wants you to be right now. The restlessness you feel isn't a sign that you're meant to move, but rather a call to cultivate contentment in the season you're in. There's beauty in that place, and if that's you, stay faithful. Continue to bloom where you're planted, because God is working in you exactly where you are. But for others, the message I'm about to share is for you, because you have outgrown your current environment. It's not that the place you're in is bad. It's simply that you've become someone who no longer fits there. The truth is, God has bigger plans for you. He is preparing to shift you, to move you to a place that aligns with who you have become and with the purpose He has for you. You feel this in your spirit, that tug towards something different. And it's not just a fleeting feeling. It's God stirring you to step into your next season. If you're one of those chosen for this message, I want you to stay engaged as we explore the journey that's been laid out for you. We'll begin by looking back, not to dwell on the past, but to honor it, to understand how it has prepared you for what's next. We'll then move into the present, recognizing where you are right now in the midst of the shift, and finally, we'll look ahead to where God is taking you. The shift has already begun, even if it doesn't look like it yet on the outside. You might be stuck in the same place, surrounded by the same faces, but inside your spirit knows that something is changing. Something inside of you is no longer willing to stay where it's been. This is the beginning of your journey into a new environment, a new alignment. As we walk through this, I want to invite you to reflect on your own life. Think about your past, your present, and what you're sensing for your future. You may have felt stuck for a while, questioning why you haven't moved forward, why things have seemed to remain the same. Perhaps you've watched others move, grow, and step into new things, while you've been left wondering, God, when is it my turn? Those feelings are real, and I want you to honor them. This feeling of being stuck, of being in the wrong place, isn't a mistake. It's not because God has forgotten you or because you've done something wrong. On the contrary, this season of waiting, of confinement, has been a season of preparation. In fact, it's been the very thing that has shaped you, sharpened you, and made you ready for the shift that's coming. So I encourage you to reflect on where you've been, what you've gone through, and what God has been teaching you through it all. This is the moment when you start to see that the waiting wasn't wasted. It wasn't random. It wasn't just a period of time that passed without purpose. It was the very foundation upon which your next step is being built. God has been preparing you for this, and the shift you're about to experience is a direct result of all the work He has done in you during this time. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are exactly where you need to be to step into what God has for you. So stay with me as we journey through this together and get ready to embrace the shift that is already in motion. This is your time, chosen one. This is your moment. As we begin to dive deeper into this journey, it's important to acknowledge that there is a divine rhythm to everything. And for some of you, this message is the confirmation you've been seeking. It's no accident that you're here today, listening to these words, because the restlessness you've been feeling is not a sign of dissatisfaction, but a divine whisper. That unsettling feeling inside of you isn't a mistake, nor is it an indication that you're simply hard to please. That stirring in your spirit is God Himself preparing you for something far greater than what you've been able to see up until now. You may have been in the same place for far longer than you anticipated, feeling as though you've been stuck in a holding pattern, watching others move on to new adventures and new environments while you remain in a state of limbo. You've questioned, why haven't I moved yet? Why hasn't God opened the door for me? Perhaps there were times you felt forgotten, like you missed the signs, like everyone else is ahead, while you're still waiting for the next chapter to begin. You've asked yourself, did I miss it? And felt a tightness in your chest. As you thought about another year passing, in the same space, surrounded by the same faces, dealing with the same issues. The walls you once found comfort in now feel like they're closing in on you. But let me speak into that right now. This is not your permanent place. And more importantly, this time has not been wasted. Your current environment, where you've felt the weight of stagnation, has been a fertile ground for divine growth. God has been using this time, even when it felt like nothing was changing, to prepare you. If you're honest with yourself, you can see how much you've grown spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. It may not be evident to the outside world, but deep down you know that you are no longer the person you once were. You're more aware of your identity. You're more attuned to your purpose. You've developed discernment that you never had before. You have become someone who sees the world through a different lens, someone who can sense the shift before it happens. That restlessness, it's not dissatisfaction, it's growth. And with growth comes the inevitable need for change. You have outgrown your current surroundings, and that's okay. In fact, it's a beautiful thing. When we talk about growth, it's not always a process that is comfortable or easy. Growing pains are real and they're necessary. You see, God's plan often involves refining you in ways that might not seem pleasant in the moment. But when the shift comes, you will see that every challenge, every hardship, every moment of discomfort was part of preparing you for the place you're destined to step into. What you've experienced, what you've endured, was not a punishment, nor was it a mistake. It was a formation season. A season where God was crafting you into the person who could handle the blessings, opportunities, and responsibilities that are coming your way. You see, God's preparation is not random. He does not waste time or energy. He's intentional, and He's been equipping you for this moment, for this next step. As you reflect on your past, it's important to understand that it wasn't just a series of unfortunate events or wasted time. It was a divine setup. Everything you've been through, every moment of confusion, every sleepless night, every tear that has been shed, has shaped you into someone who is about to enter a new season. God has been refining you like gold in the fire. Your patience has been tested. Your faith has been strengthened. Your hope has been restored. And now the door is about to open. The place that no longer fits you is about to become a memory. You are being prepared to step into a new environment that aligns with your true self, the self God has been shaping and molding all this time. But let me speak directly to that inner tension you've been carrying. The tension that tells you there's more. The feeling that no matter how hard you try to settle something inside of you, refuses to be still. That's God nudging you, inviting you to recognize that the space you're in, though safe and familiar, is no longer where you are meant to stay. And that's okay. There is no shame in recognizing that you've outgrown your environment. It's not about dissatisfaction or ingratitude. It's about understanding that God is calling you to more. He's calling you to expand, to stretch, to step into something bigger, something that aligns with your purpose. The very thing you've been feeling is the evidence of God preparing you for something new. I want you to think back to the times when you've been in a place where you felt out of place. Maybe it was a job, a relationship, a living situation, or a community. It didn't matter how hard you tried to make it work. There was a constant sense of being stuck, of being restrained, as though the walls were closing in. That's not coincidence. That feeling was a signal, a divine signal that you were meant for more than where you are right now. And as much as it might have hurt, it was a necessary part of the process. God was teaching you lessons in patience, in endurance, in discernment, and most importantly, in trusting His timing. It's time to stop seeing your past as a series of failures or missed opportunities. Instead, see it as the very thing that prepared you for what's to come. You had to be refined. You had to be shaped. You had to grow. And now the very thing you've been waiting for the next season of your life is on the horizon. The restlessness you've been feeling. That's the sound of change. That's the sound of divine purpose calling you forward. You've grown, you've expanded, you're ready, and now God is about to shift you to a place that matches who you have become. It's time to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown, trusting that God will guide your every step. Your next season is waiting for you, and it's going to align perfectly with the person you've become. Trust in this process. Trust in God's timing and know that what He has for you next is far greater than what you've left behind. This shift. It's already happening. It might not look like it on the outside just yet, but internally, you know it's coming. And God, He's been working behind the scenes, positioning you, preparing you for the right moment. You've felt the tension, and that tension is about to give way to the breakthrough you've been praying for. You are not stuck anymore. You are being repositioned for greater things. The restlessness you felt, it's your divine invitation to step into the next chapter. It's your time, chosen one. It's time to embrace the shift. Before you can fully step into what God is preparing for you next. There is something sacred and necessary that must happen inside you, and that is learning how to look back without becoming trapped there. This is not about nostalgia, regret, or self-blame. This is about honoring the season that held you when nothing seemed to move. The season where your life felt paused while the world kept spinning. The season you quietly survived while wondering if you were falling behind. That season matters. It was not random and it was not wasted. It was formative. And until you honor it properly, you will not fully understand the strength you are carrying into the next chapter. You see, most people rush past their stuck seasons as soon as the pressure lifts, desperate to forget the discomfort, eager to rewrite the story as quickly as possible. But God does not waste seasons, and He does not want you to erase this one. He wants you to extract from it, because embedded in that season are lessons you could not have learned any other way, wisdom you could not have received without confinement and depth, you could not have developed without delay. When you look back now, you may see years that felt unproductive, repetitive, even suffocating. But God sees roots growing in the dark. He sees discernment being sharpened. He sees endurance being formed. He sees identity being stabilized so that when movement finally comes, you do not collapse under its weight. This is why looking back is not about reopening wounds, but about naming what was built inside you while you thought nothing was happening. And yet honoring the season also requires honesty, not spiritual bypassing, not forced gratitude, not pretending it was easy just because you survived it. There were real costs. There were real losses. There were moments that hurt in ways you never fully voiced out loud. And God is not asking you to minimize that pain. He is inviting you to acknowledge it, because grief that is ignored does not disappear. It just travels with you. You lost time. That is real. You lost opportunities that might have existed in another city, another environment, another version of your life. You lost momentum you thought you would have by now. You lost versions of yourself that were more innocent, more hopeful, less tired. You lost the simplicity of believing things would happen quickly. You lost ease. You lost certain relationships that faded not because of conflict, but because stagnation creates distance. And pretending those losses didn't matter does not make you strong. It makes you disconnected from your own story. God is not offended by your grief. He is present in it. He knows exactly what it cost you to stay where you were when everything in you wanted to move. He knows the prayers you prayed that felt unanswered. He knows the nights you questioned whether you misunderstood him. He knows the quiet resentment you had to wrestle into surrender. That pain deserves to be named, because only what is acknowledged can be healed, and only what is healed can be released without following you into the next season. This is why honoring the stuck season means holding two truths at the same time. It was hard, and it was holy. It hurt, and it shaped you. You can grieve what you lost while still honoring what you gained. These are not opposing realities. They coexist. And when you allow yourself to carry both, something inside you softens. You stop fighting your past. You stop resenting it. You stop seeing it as a mistake to escape and start recognizing it as a wilderness that trained you. And then once you've allowed yourself that honesty, God gently invites you to remember it not as an abstract idea, but as a lived experience. To visualize it. To step back into the texture of that season, not to relive it, but to understand it. Think about the physical repetition of those days. The same house, the same room, the same view out the same window you've looked through more times than you can count. The same streets you walked so often you could navigate them without thinking. The same coffee shop, the same grocery store aisles, the same commute, the same routine that once felt stable and eventually felt suffocating. Remember how the walls began to feel smaller, not because the space changed, but because you did. Remember how rooms that once felt comforting started to feel like holding cells for a version of you that no longer existed. Remember the way your body responded before your mind had words for it. The heaviness in your chest when you imagined staying another year. The fatigue in your legs climbing the same stairs, feeling like you were moving through resistance instead of space. The shallow breathing when you sat in places that used to energize you and now drained you. Your body knew before your theology caught up. It knew you didn't fit anymore. And yet you stayed. You showed up. You did the best you could with what you had. You maintained when you could not build. You endured when you could not escape. You learned how to survive monotony without losing your soul. You learned how to keep your faith alive in environments that did not reflect your calling. You learned how to listen to God without external confirmation. You learned how to be faithful without visible progress. That matters. Those small, repetitive actions were not meaningless. They were conditioning you. Every day you chose not to quit, even when nothing changed. You were strengthening something invisible. Every time you resisted bitterness, even imperfectly, you were learning restraint. Every time you questioned God and stayed anyway, you were developing honesty in your relationship with Him. This is why the stuck season had to be long enough to teach you the difference between temporary discomfort and true misalignment. Many people leave too early and never learn that distinction. You learned it in your body, not just your mind. You now know what wrong fit feels like. You know the difference between stretching and suffocating. You know when peace is absent, even if logic says everything should be fine. That awareness did not come cheaply. It came through time, repetition, and endurance. And now, because of that season, you are not easily deceived by appearances. You are not easily impressed by surface-level opportunity. You are not willing to settle for environments that require you to shrink to survive. That wisdom is part of your inheritance. The stuck season stripped away illusions. It exposed false timelines. It burned off borrowed identities. It forced you inward when outward options were limited. And while you may still mourn what it cost you, you must also recognize what it gave you. Depth, discernment, resilience, a stabilized sense of self that is not dependent on location or validation. These are not small things. These are the exact qualities required for the next place God is leading you into. So as you stand here now looking back from the edge of transition, do not rush to erase this chapter. Let it be named, let it be honored, let it be integrated, because the goal is not to escape your past, but to carry its wisdom forward without its weight. The season that confined you also clarified you. The place that felt too small forced you to grow inwardly until you were strong enough to expand outwardly. And now, because you honored what was instead of denying it, you are free to move forward without dragging unresolved grief behind you. You are not stepping into the next season empty-handed. You are stepping into it carrying discernment others do not have, roots others did not develop, and strength forged quietly in places no one applauded. The stuck season did not disqualify you, it prepared you. And honoring that truth is what allows you to move forward whole, grounded, and ready for what God is about to do next. As you stand at the threshold of your next season, it's crucial to understand one of the most profound truths about transformation. Though the external world may appear unchanged, significant shifts are already happening within you. You may still be in the same house, walking the same streets, interacting with the same people, yet internally you are being prepared for something far greater. It's as if God has been working quietly behind the scenes, planting seeds of change in the soil of your soul, cultivating them in ways that aren't immediately visible. You've been feeling it, haven't you? The subtle but undeniable stirring within you, the growing sense that something is about to shift, maybe not outside of you yet, but deep inside. And let me reassure you that stirring is the evidence of the transformation taking place within you. Even when your surroundings feel stagnant, something deep inside you has been moving, evolving, and growing. This is a divine process, one that is preparing you for what God has next. Your spirit, your heart, your mind. These are all being prepared to step into the next chapter of your life, and while it might not feel like it, you are already becoming the person who can handle what's ahead. The preparation process is often more internal than external, and God uses these quiet seasons to align you in ways that will make all the difference when the external shift occurs. Just as a tree's roots grow deeper and stronger in the hidden soil before it can stretch its branches toward the sky, you are being grounded in preparation for the growth and expansion. One of the first indicators that these shifts are taking place internally is the drop in your tolerance for misalignment. You used to be able to tolerate situations, environments, and relationships that didn't quite fit. Maybe you were able to make it work or adjust yourself to match the surroundings. You settled for what was, even if it wasn't the best fit for your spirit. But now something inside of you has shifted. You no longer have the patience for situations that drain you or for environments that stifle your growth. You've started to feel uncomfortable in places that used to feel tolerable. This shift is a sign of spiritual maturity. It's a sign that you're no longer willing to compromise your peace or your purpose for the sake of comfort. Your body knows now before your mind fully catches up when something isn't aligned with your calling. This is a powerful indicator that God is preparing you to step into a place where you will thrive, not just survive. Another shift happening inside you is emotional detachment. You might find yourself slowly disconnecting from people or places that no longer serve your purpose or align with your values. This isn't about bitterness or holding grudges. It's about spiritual pruning. Just as a tree sheds dead leaves to make space for new growth, you are shedding relationships and attachments that are no longer conducive to the person you're becoming. Some of these detachment moments might feel uncomfortable. There may be people you once thought would be in your life forever, and now you're realizing that your connection with them is changing. You may no longer feel the same emotional pull to the things that once consumed your attention. This detachment is part of the preparation process. God is clearing the path for you to walk into the next season. And part of that involves distancing yourself from what holds you back, even if it's emotionally challenging. It's not rejection, it's realignment. You're being called to step into a space where you can grow freely, and some of these relationships simply aren't meant to go with you. The third shift is a profound sense of peace despite uncertainty. This is a key marker that you are being prepared for what's to come. You may not have all the answers right now, You may not know exactly when or where your next season will unfold, but despite that uncertainty, you've noticed a deep peace settling into your spirit. This peace doesn't make sense in the natural realm, but it's a divine peace that passes all understanding. It's a confidence in God's timing, even when you don't have all the details. The uncertainty that once made you anxious now feels more like an invitation to trust God fully. You've learned to rest in the unknown, knowing that He is in control. This peace is a sign that you are spiritually maturing and that God is deepening your trust in Him. You no longer need to know every detail ahead of time. You're learning to walk step by step, trusting that He will guide you as you go. The fourth shift involves the evolution of your language. As your spirit transforms, so does the way you speak. You may find that your words are changing. Instead of speaking from a place of fear or doubt, you are beginning to speak with confidence, hope, and faith. Your language reflects the confidence you have in God's promises, even when they haven't fully manifested yet. You may have noticed that your thoughts are shifting too. Instead of focusing on what isn't working, you now focus on the possibilities ahead. Your internal dialogue has changed from, "Why is this happening to me?" to "What is God teaching me in this season?" This shift is powerful because it means you're no longer bound by your circumstances. You're starting to speak life into your future, and that life-giving language will be the foundation of your next season. Finally, there is a deepening trust in God's timing. You've learned through the waiting that His timing is perfect even when it feels delayed or unclear. You're no longer rushing ahead trying to force things to happen on your own. Instead, you're learning to wait with grace and patience, trusting that God's timing will align everything perfectly when the moment is right. This trust isn't passive, it's active faith. You are preparing now, trusting that when the door opens, you will be ready. You are learning to steward this waiting period with patience, understanding that it's not wasted time but preparation time. This deep trust in God's timing is a major internal shift, and it will be what sustains you as you move forward into your next season. Now let me offer some practical examples from your own life that may illustrate these shifts. You might notice that you no longer feel invested in your current environment. Perhaps you've stopped putting energy into making your home feel like it's yours, because in your spirit, you know you won't be staying there for long. You've stopped making long-term commitments, whether it's signing another year lease or planning for a future that feels misaligned with your current space. You may feel a deep sense of disconnection from old relationships, especially those that once felt fulfilling. This detachment is not about cutting people off in anger, but about recognizing that certain connections are only meant to last for a season. You're feeling a pull toward new spaces, new relationships, and new opportunities, and your spirit knows it's time to let go of what no longer serves your growth. In this season of internal transformation, you may also notice that you no longer tolerate environments that make you feel small. You no longer tolerate situations that compromise your peace. Even when everything around you says stay, your spirit is saying it's time to move. And even though the external circumstances may not have changed, you've already begun to step into the new. You can feel it in the way your heart races with anticipation when you think about the future. The language you use when you talk about your future has shifted from maybe one day to when this happens. You're beginning to speak with the confidence that God will move you into the next season, and that confidence is contagious. These shifts are not small, and they are not happening by accident. God is intentionally shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the next phase of your journey. It's all happening within you, even when the external circumstances seem unchanged. You are not waiting in vain. You are being transformed into the person who can handle the blessings that are about to unfold. These internal shifts are the markers that tell you you're not stuck anymore. You're ready for what's next. And as you continue to trust God's timing, speak with faith, and follow the peace that surpasses understanding. You will begin to see these shifts manifest in the external world. The internal transformation is the key to unlocking the doors that are about to open in your life. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep moving forward even when you can't yet see the destination clearly. God is already preparing the way for you. As you approach this next chapter of your journey, I want to speak directly to the space you are currently standing in, this place of transition. This sacred, disorienting space between what was and what is yet to come. This space is what I call the threshold, and it is a place that many people find uncomfortable, even unnerving. But understand this, the threshold is not a space of stalling, not a space of inaction. It is a liminal space, a place of transformation. This is the space where change is happening, where the old is shedding and the new is being birthed. It's a place that feels like you're neither here nor there, and while that can feel confusing, it is precisely where you need to be in order for God to prepare you for the future He's calling you into. The threshold is a powerful yet often uncomfortable stage in your journey. You can feel the weight of what's behind you, the memory of what once was, but you're also aware that what lies ahead is still unclear, still unknown. You're not yet in the fullness of your future, but you've left behind the comfort of your past. The temptation at the threshold is to fight the uncertainty, to try and force things to make sense, to rush forward to the next phase even though the timing isn't right. But it's in this space of ambiguity, in this place of discomfort, that you are being shaped. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff, knowing that a vast ocean of possibility lies just below, but you must wait for the right moment to take the leap. It's not a moment of stagnation, it's a moment of becoming. And understanding the threshold is key to stepping into what's next. In the threshold, one of the greatest challenges you'll face is identity confusion. The old identity you carried, someone stuck, someone waiting, someone longing for a shift, has been shed, but you haven't fully stepped into the new identity yet. You know you are changing, but you may not know yet exactly who you are becoming. This is a disorienting place to be. You don't feel like the person you used to be, but you also don't fully feel like the person you are becoming. There's a feeling of being in between, caught between two worlds. You may look around and not recognize yourself in the mirror, and this can feel unsettling. You may even wonder, who am I now? But it's important to know that this confusion is a necessary part of the process. God is preparing you for a new identity, one that fits the next phase of your life. You are no longer defined by the old struggles or the old limitations, but the new version of you has not fully emerged. This is the cocoon stage of your transformation, and in the midst of that confusion, your true self is being formed. It's okay not to have all the answers right now. What's important is that you trust the process and know that clarity will come in time. Another challenge at the threshold is relational limbo. The relationships you once had may feel strained or distant. Old friendships may no longer resonate with you, and the familiar faces around you seem to speak a language you no longer understand. This disconnection is not because you are ungrateful or because these relationships were toxic. It's simply because the environment has changed, and so have you. The threshold experience often involves a period of isolation, where the old people, places, and situations no longer fit your new reality. You might feel lonely, disconnected, or even misunderstood. But I want to remind you that this isolation is not a punishment. It is part of your divine preparation. Just as a seed must be buried in the soil to grow and develop before it can emerge and thrive, sometimes we must be in a place of quiet and solitude to fully realize our new selves. God is not abandoning you in this space. He is preparing you to connect with people who will walk alongside you. In this next phase of your journey, people who will understand the changes you're going through and align with the new calling on your life. Don't rush to fill the void with old relationships. Instead, embrace this time of solitude as a chance to deepen your relationship with God and get clear on who you are becoming. The right people will be brought into your life at the right time. At the same time, you may experience practical paralysis. You feel the tension between your current place and your future, but you may not know what to do next. It feels like you can't move forward, but you can't go back either. This state of in-between is often where people get stuck, caught in the trap of wanting to move but not knowing how. You may find it hard to make decisions or commit to anything because the future feels so uncertain. You might feel like you're in a holding pattern, unable to make progress on the things that matter most. But understand that this paralysis is not a sign that you are failing. It's simply a sign that you are in the threshold, and right now your task is not to make drastic changes or force forward movement. Your task is to wait. Your task is to let go of the need to control the timing of everything, and to trust that in God's perfect timing, the door will open. You don't need to see the whole path right now. You just need to take the next step when it's revealed to you. God is not asking you to move until it's time. This time of waiting while uncomfortable is essential to prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit for what's next. You may not have all the details, but trust that when the time is right, you will know what to do. The paralysis you feel is part of the process of surrendering to God's will. Finally, there is the simultaneous grief and hope you will experience at this stage. As much as you long for the next season, there is a part of you that mourns what you are leaving behind. It's not that the past was perfect, but it was familiar. It was what you knew. And even though you've outgrown it, there is a loss in that. There is grief in leaving behind what once held comfort, even if it was not the best fit for you anymore. It's okay to grieve that. God doesn't ask you to ignore the pain of leaving the old season behind. He sees your heart, and He understands the complexity of emotions you are navigating right now. But along with that grief, there is also hope. Hope for what's ahead. Hope for the new place God is preparing for you. Hope for the relationships that will be formed. Hope for the calling that will be activated. The grief is real, but it is not the end of the story. What lies ahead is greater than what you are leaving behind, and the hope you carry for that future will sustain you through this threshold. So what do you do in this threshold season? The first thing I want you to do is embrace the ambiguity. Stop fighting it. Stop resisting the uncertainty. This space is not meant to be rushed through, nor is it meant to be avoided. You're in a season of divine preparation, and as uncomfortable as it may feel, you are exactly where you need to be. God is working on your behalf even when you can't see it. The ambiguity, the uncertainty, the discomfort. They are all signs that transformation is happening. This is not a time to try and force things into place or to rush ahead before your time. It's a time to wait with anticipation, to trust God's timing, and to let Him shape you in the quiet and in the stillness. Embrace the threshold. Allow it to be the sacred space it is. This is the space where you are being redefined, remade, and repositioned for something greater. And when you step out of this threshold, you will step into a new place with confidence, knowing that you have been transformed and prepared for what's ahead. Trust this process. Trust the timing, and know that you are not stuck. You are being positioned for something greater. As you stand at the edge of your transition, it's important to start shifting your focus from where you are now to where God is taking you. This moment of waiting, this season of preparation, is not where the story ends. No, this is the beginning of something profound. God is not just preparing you for any new season. He is preparing you for a season that will be perfectly aligned with who you've become. This is not just about a change in circumstances. It's about the fulfillment of your purpose. You're not only being relocated physically, you're stepping into a space where your spirit, your calling, and your gifts will fully flourish. The shift you feel inside is not only to a new place, but into a new identity that aligns with your divine purpose. This is God's plan for you, a plan to move you into a season where everything fits perfectly, and your life is no longer a struggle to make things work. In this new season, you will walk in alignment with your calling, and everything will begin to flow from a place of grace, peace, and divine purpose. Let's begin to visualize this new season. And let me assure you that what is coming is not just an abstract dream. God's plan for your future is real, and it is unfolding even now. The first step in this vision is the physical environment where you will find yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that everything needs to be grand, bigger, or better than what you've had before. But the truth is that God knows what's best for you. The place you are about to step into will be just right for you, neither too small to contain you, nor too large to overwhelm you. It will be a space that fits the new version of yourself. God's provision has always been just enough, and in this new season, your environment will support you in ways that are perfectly aligned with your gifts, calling, and purpose. You'll no longer feel confined, limited, or boxed in by your surroundings. Instead, the space will expand you, giving you room to grow, breathe, and thrive. This environment will feel like home not because it's familiar, but because it's the place where you were always meant to be. You will be in a space where your gifts are not just tolerated, but welcomed, where your presence is not just accepted, but celebrated. It will be a place where you can rest, restore, and step into your full potential without fear of being stifled or constrained. This is the space that has been waiting for you, and when you step into it, you'll feel a deep peace that confirms you are exactly where you need to be. But the environment is just the beginning. As you transition into this new season, the relationships around you will also change. You will no longer be in a place where you feel misunderstood, out of place, or like you're constantly trying to explain yourself. The relationships in your new season will be different. They will be deep and collaborative, not competitive. You will find your tribe, the people who see you for who you truly are, the ones who understand your heart and your calling without needing you to explain every detail. You will no longer have to shrink, hide, or dim your light to fit in. The relationships you will build in this new season will be authentic, life-giving, and aligned with your divine purpose. These will be the people who will walk alongside you, supporting you, challenging you, and encouraging you to grow. No longer will you feel like an outsider or like you're trying to force connections. These are the people who will be on the same path, moving toward the same divine purpose, and together you will build something beautiful. This will be a community where you are known not just for what you do, but for who you are in God's eyes. You will be surrounded by individuals who recognize the calling on your life, who respect the journey you've been on, and who are excited to partner with you in what God is doing in this new season. These relationships will feel natural, not forced. They will be a source of strength and encouragement, and they will empower you to walk boldly in your calling. And speaking of your calling, let me tell you that this new season will be the time when your gifts are fully activated. You may have felt like your talents and calling were dormant, like there was more inside you that hadn't yet been released. But I want to assure you, the time for that release is now. As you step into this new space, you will find that your gifts, whether they be in speaking, teaching, leadership, or some other form, will come alive in ways you never imagined. You will find opportunities appearing naturally, not because you sought them out, but because they are aligned with the new season God is bringing you into. You will no longer have to chase after your purpose or force doors to open. Instead, doors will open before you, and you will walk through them with confidence, knowing that they were prepared for you in advance. Whether it's stepping into leadership, offering counsel to others, or using your voice to speak truth, your gifts will no longer be hidden. They will shine brightly for all to see. The calling that has been quietly forming inside you will now be fully activated. The things that once felt like dreams will become your reality. You will see yourself leading, teaching, speaking, and creating in ways that align perfectly with your divine purpose. Your calling is not something distant, something you have to wait for. It's happening now. And as you walk in this season, you will find yourself walking into a fullness of purpose that you may have only dreamed about before. This season is not just about the external where you live, who you know, what you do. It's about stepping into a deeper alignment with who God has created you to be. The place, the people, the calling, all of it is part of the larger plan that God is unfolding. You are no longer in a holding pattern. You are no longer waiting for something to happen. The shift has already begun. The pieces are falling into place and you are being positioned for what God has prepared for you. The new environment, the new relationships, the activation of your gifts, they are all signs that the time has come. And as you step into this season, I want you to walk with the full assurance that everything you've been through has been leading you to this very moment. You have been prepared. You are ready. And now you are stepping into the fullness of your divine purpose. God has a plan for you that is greater than anything you've experienced so far. The new place, the new relationships, the new calling, it will all align perfectly with the person you've become. You will find peace in your new environment, belonging in your new community, and purpose in the work you are called to do. This is the season of activation, the season where everything that has been dormant inside you will come alive. And as you walk into this season, know that you are not walking alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, leading you, and preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The vision is real, the calling is true, and you chosen one are stepping into it. As you stand on the brink of this new season, let me share with you more of the vivid vision God has for you. This is not a season of mere transition. It is a season of divine fulfillment. God has prepared this moment for you, and He is about to release you into a place where your life will align with the fullness of your purpose. This is not just about change, it's about divine alignment. Everything from the physical space you inhabit to the people who will surround you will align perfectly with the person you are becoming and the calling God has placed on your life. There is a grace in this season, an empowerment that will carry you into this new chapter with confidence and assurance. You are being positioned for divine success, and nothing that you've gone through has been wasted. Each step, each challenge, each season of growth has been part of this incredible journey that has led you to this moment. Now, envision the physical space where you will find yourself in this new season. It will be a place that not only suits your needs, but resonates with the person you have become. It will be a space of peace, a space that supports your gifts, and a space where you can truly flourish. This place will be a perfect fit, not too cramped, not too expansive, just right for your expanded capacity. Think of it like a tailored suit carefully crafted to fit you and your purpose. It will not stifle you or limit you in any way. Instead, it will provide the freedom and comfort you need to grow and thrive. The environment will be in perfect harmony with the calling on your life. If you've outgrown your current surroundings, then the place that God has prepared for you will feel like a perfect match. The space will invite creativity, productivity, and peace. You won't have to force yourself to fit into the mold of your environment. It will naturally support and amplify who you are. This new space will allow you to step into your calling with ease, providing the physical foundation you need to build, create, and grow. But the physical space is only part of the vision. The relationships in your new season will be even more transformative. You will no longer feel like you are constantly trying to fit into a place or group that doesn't fully see you for who you are. The people who come into your life will be aligned with your purpose and your calling. This new community will be a place where you are truly known, accepted, and celebrated. for who you are, not just what you do. You won't have to explain your vision or constantly justify your choices. Instead, you will find yourself surrounded by people who understand your journey, who resonate with your values, and who support you in your mission. These relationships will be deep, collaborative, and life-giving. No more competition, no more pretending to be someone you're not. You will find your tribe, the people who truly see you and walk alongside you as you fulfill your divine calling. The conversations will be rich, the connections will be deep, and the collaboration will be filled with purpose. This new community will uplift you, challenge you, and inspire you to step into your greatness. As you step into this new season, you will also see the activation of your gifts and calling. You will no longer have to chase opportunities. Instead, they will come to you aligned with your purpose. Whether it's speaking, teaching, leading, or creating, you will find that your gifts are fully awakened and activated in this new season. The things that once felt dormant inside you will begin to emerge in powerful ways. Opportunities to share your voice, to lead, to inspire, and to teach will appear naturally, effortlessly. Your presence will be magnetic, not because you are trying to make things happen, but because you are walking in alignment with God's perfect will for your life. You will begin to attract the right opportunities, the right people, and the right platforms. You will find yourself stepping into positions of leadership and influence without striving or struggling. The gifts that God has placed within you will be fully activated in this new season, and you will step into your calling with confidence and authority. You were created for this. Every gift you've been given will find its rightful place in this new environment, and you will see the impact of your work in ways that you never imagined before. You will be equipped to do the work you've always felt called to do, and the doors that open will be doors of divine favor. In this season, you will also see the manifestation of your faith. You've trusted God through the waiting, and now as you step into your new season, you will see the fruit of that trust. What you have been praying for, what you have been believing for, will begin to unfold before your eyes. God is going to open doors that no one can shut. He is going to provide resources, connections, and opportunities that are perfectly aligned with your calling. The provision will come at just the right time, and the blessings will overflow. You won't have to worry about how things will happen or when they will happen. You will simply trust God's timing, knowing that everything He has promised you will come to pass. Your faith has been your anchor in this season of transition, and now that faith will be rewarded with the manifestation of the vision you've carried in your heart. This is a season of activation. This is the season when everything you've been waiting for is finally coming to fruition. You are stepping into your divine purpose, and God is positioning you to live out your calling in ways that will impact not just your life, but the lives of those around you. The time for waiting is over. The time for stepping into your destiny has arrived. And as you embrace this new season, know that you are not walking into it alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, providing for you, and empowering you to fulfill your purpose. The vision of your new season is not just a dream, it's a reality that is unfolding right now. Your physical environment, your relationships, and the activation of your gifts are all part of God's plan to position you for greatness. You are being called into a season of alignment, purpose, and impact. The challenges you faced in the past were not in vain. They have prepared you for this moment. Now, as you step into this new season, embrace the fullness of what God has for you. Trust that He has already gone before you, and every step you take will be led by His guidance and grace. You are ready, you are equipped, and the best is yet to come. This is your time. Step into it with faith, confidence, and the assurance that God is with you every step of the way. As you find yourself standing at the threshold of this new season, it's essential to understand that preparation is key. God is about to open doors for you that will lead you to the new space, the new relationships, and the new calling that align with who you've become. But before that door opens wide, there is a time of preparation, a time where you must position yourself spiritually, emotionally, and practically to walk confidently through that door when it arrives. This preparation is not about rushing or forcing things into place. It's about taking the necessary steps with intentionality and patience. One of the first areas of preparation is financial. You are moving into a new season, and while it's not always easy to talk about financial readiness, plays a crucial role in your transition. Start by building a solid foundation for your future move. If you sense that relocation is part of your journey, begin by setting up a relocation fund. Even if you're unsure when you'll need it, begin to save. Even small, consistent deposits can add up over time. Think of it as a tangible step of faith. Start by setting aside a percentage of your income, even if it's just a small amount each month. If you can aim for at least 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses, plus moving costs, this process of saving will not only prepare you financially, but will also help you build trust in the process, showing you that God will provide for your needs as you take steps of faith. This practical step reflects the deep trust in God's provision and His ability to guide you through this transition, just as He's always done in the past. Financial readiness will also offer you the peace of mind to focus on your next steps, knowing that your finances are being taken care of. Next, you need to consider logistical preparation. Begin researching the new place you're moving to, whether it's a new city-state or even a new country. Understand the cost of living the job market in your field, the housing options available, and the overall atmosphere of the area. This research doesn't mean you have to commit yet. It's about gathering information to help you make informed decisions when the time comes. In parallel, it's time to organize your life, get your documents in order, and update your resume or portfolio. The practical groundwork is about putting systems in place that will allow you to transition smoothly. For example, make sure your references are updated and that your network of connections is in place. You should be prepared to respond quickly when the right opportunity arises, and preparation here will ensure that you're ready when the right door opens. But preparation isn't only about finances and logistics. It's just as important to prepare spiritually. This season of transition is not just about physical movement. It's about spiritual alignment. To prepare spiritually, you need to deepen your relationship with God even more than before. Spend time in prayer, meditation, and reflection. Use this season to strengthen your roots in Him, because the journey ahead will require a strong foundation of faith. Study Scripture, reflect on God's promises, and seek His guidance for your next steps. Trust that as you deepen your intimacy with Him, He will provide clarity, wisdom, and direction for your move. God's timing is perfect, and by staying grounded in Him, you will not only find peace during the waiting, but will also know the right time to act when it arrives. Relational preparation is another vital component of the preparation process. As you approach the threshold of this new season, it's important to evaluate the relationships in your life. Consider which relationships are aligned with your purpose and which ones might need to be released as you move forward. Some relationships were meant to serve one season of your life, and now it's time to acknowledge when it's time to let go. This might feel difficult, especially if the relationships have been long-term or meaningful. But understand this as you step into your new season. The relationships you'll need will be ones that support your growth, your calling, and your divine purpose. In some cases, relationships may naturally fade as you transition into the new, and that's okay. Honor those relationships that helped you during the last season, but be open to new connections that align with the new chapter of your life. This process might feel emotionally challenging, but it's essential for your growth. It's about creating space for the right people and the right connections to support you in this new season. Finally, as you prepare for the new, it's important to establish a new identity. one that aligns with your calling and the person you are becoming. You are no longer the person who has been waiting stuck in the past. You are stepping into your calling and embracing your new identity as someone who is ready to live with purpose and intention. To do this, start visualizing your new self. Who are you becoming? What does your new identity look like? Begin speaking this new identity into existence. Speak words of faith over yourself. Declare who you are in God's eyes and begin to make decisions from this place of clarity. This process is part of your preparation, shifting from the old limited version of yourself into the new bold version that is ready to take action and move forward with confidence. Now that you've laid the groundwork, let's talk about how to implement this preparation in a sustainable way. It's easy to become overwhelmed when you think about everything that needs to be done. But I want to encourage you to take this process slowly. You don't have to do everything at once. Focus on one area at a time. If you're starting with finances, commit to saving a small amount each month. If it's relationships, begin by identifying which connections you need to nurture or release. If it's spiritual preparation, start with daily prayer and reflection. Gradually, over time, you'll build a rhythm that feels manageable. Don't try to rush or do everything at once. Small, consistent steps will lead to big results. God will guide you through the process. And as you stay faithful to these small steps, you'll begin to see progress and movement in the direction of your next season. But even with this preparation, there will still be obstacles that arise, things that might threaten to derail your plans. The first obstacle is impatience. You may find yourself frustrated that things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like, or you may feel like time is running out. But I want to remind you, God's timing is perfect, and what feels like a delay is often a divine preparation. Trust that even in the waiting, God is doing something in you that you can't see yet. The second obstacle is the fear of missing timing. You might worry that you've missed the opportunity, that the door is closed for you. But remember, when God opens a door, no one can shut it. If the door hasn't opened yet, it means it's not time. Don't rush God's process. Third, there may be financial anxiety. You might feel that you don't have enough to make this transition, but I assure you that God will provide. Start with what you have and trust that God will multiply your efforts. Fourth, there's the doubt that you're hearing God's voice correctly. It's natural to question whether you're on the right path, especially in moments of uncertainty. But trust that God is guiding you. Keep praying, keep listening, and keep trusting. The answers will come. These obstacles are part of the process, but they do not have the power to stop you. With God's guidance, you will overcome them. As you continue through this season, let's focus now on the signs that indicate you are ready for this shift, that you are prepared for the next phase of your journey. The first sign is peace in uncertainty. You no longer feel the anxiety that once accompanied the unknown. You've learned to trust God's timing, and now you are at peace with the ambiguity of the situation. This peace is a sign that you are ready for what's ahead. The second sign is the consistency of your choices. You no longer hesitate to make decisions that reflect the person you are becoming. You are acting in alignment with your new identity, even when the full picture isn't clear yet. The third sign is emotional detachment from your current environment. You no longer feel emotionally tethered to your old place, relationships, or lifestyle. You've let go and you're ready to embrace the new. The fourth sign is divine provision. As you step into the next season, you will begin to see resources show up. Financial provision, job opportunities, new connections. Things you didn't expect, but that confirm you are on the right path. And finally, the fifth sign is the sense of closure in your current location. Things in your present life will begin to naturally come to an end, whether it's relationships, fading job transitions, or the end of a contract. These closing doors are not losses. They are divine clearance for your next move. As you step into the next phase, trust that God's provision will follow you. He will open doors that no one can shut. He will guide you to the right opportunities, the right people, and the right place. As you continue to walk in faith and trust, know that every step of preparation has been part of His divine plan. Keep moving forward step by step, trusting that God's timing is perfect and His provision is abundant. You are ready, and God is faithful to complete the work He has begun in you. As you stand on the brink of what's next, I want to leave you with this final powerful truth. God is faithful to complete the work He has started in you. You've journeyed through seasons of waiting, preparation, and even pain. But now you are stepping into a season of fulfillment and divine alignment. This new season is not just another chapter in your life. It is the chapter where your purpose, calling, and destiny all come together in perfect harmony. It is the season where the pieces fall into place, where your gifts come alive, and where you fully walk in the purpose for which you were created. You've been prepared, refined, and reshaped. The foundation has been laid, and now you are ready to build. The place, the community, and the calling that God is preparing for you are not just about where you will go, but about who you will become. It's about aligning every part of your life, your environment, your relationships, your calling with the person you are now and the person you are continuing to become. This is your time, your moment to step into all that God has been preparing for you. As you move into the new space, you will find yourself in an environment that matches the expansion that's happening within you. It won't feel too small or too big, it will fit you perfectly. It will feel like a space where you can breathe, grow, and thrive. This place will not only accommodate your needs, it will amplify your gifts and calling. The environment will nurture your spirit and provide you with the resources and space you need to flourish. The place that God has prepared for you will be one that supports your purpose in every way. You will find that the physical space aligns with the new version of yourself that has been shaped in the waiting. Every detail, every corner of this new place will resonate with your soul and confirm that it is the right fit for you. It will be a space that feels like home, not because it's familiar, but because it's the place where you were always meant to be. In addition to this, the relationships in your new season will be life-changing. No longer will you have to explain yourself or shrink to fit into a mold. You will find your tribe, your community, a group of people who truly see you, who understand your heart, and who share in your vision. These relationships will be deep, collaborative, and supportive, not competitive or draining. You will feel truly known and understood. And this will allow you to show up as your authentic self without the need to hide or pretend. The relationships you cultivate in this new season will be aligned with your purpose and calling, and they will help you grow, encourage you, and challenge you to become even more of who God has called you to be. No more surface-level connections or relationships that hold you back. The people in your life will walk beside you, supporting you as you walk boldly in your calling. As you step into this new season, you will also witness the activation of your gifts. The things that once felt dormant inside you will awaken, and you will begin to see opportunities to use your talents in ways you never imagined. This is the season where your voice will be heard, where your leadership will shine, and where your calling will be fully realized. You will be presented with opportunities to speak, teach, and lead. These opportunities will not feel forced or like something you need to chase after. They will come naturally as a result of your alignment with God's will for your life. Your gifts will be activated in a way that feels effortless because they are aligned with your purpose. You will begin to step into roles and opportunities that feel like they were made just for you. The vision of this new season is one of alignment, fulfillment, and purpose. This is the season where everything you've been through has prepared you for what's ahead. The waiting, the growing, the refining, all of it has been leading you to this moment. And now, as you step into the new, you will see that everything has been orchestrated for your good and for His glory. This new season is not about starting over. It's about stepping into the fullness of what God has been preparing you for all along. It's a season where your purpose will come alive. Your relationships will thrive and your calling will be fully activated. So as you move forward, walk with confidence. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be and that God's hand is upon you. You are being guided, protected, and equipped for the journey ahead. The new season is not just a promise, it's a reality that is unfolding before your eyes. Embrace it with open arms, knowing that everything you need will be provided in God's perfect timing. Your gifts, your calling, and your purpose are coming to life in this season. It is time to step into all that God has for you. Trust in the process, trust in His timing, and know that you are right where you're supposed to be. The best is yet to come.